Alright boys, we're back with a part 2 of the trio progression. This episode's a lot more fast paced, so hopefully you boys do enjoy it. To summarise, this is what happened in the last episode. We started out beside Dome, made some plays, pissed off some boys, got ourselves offlined. We moved in with our friends that were already on the server, and they were begging me to carry them, so I agreed to help get them some guns. Morning 2 starts off with killing some farmers at water treatment. And that boy's defo fuming that I decided to alt-Luke for no reason. He was decently shloated, so I went back and depoted that stuff. Next time I left the base, I spotted my neighbour up on the roof, so I went over to say hello. And he decided to shit on me real quick, so that was good. So I jogged over one more time to say hello again, and then he ended up giving me a Tommy set just to apologise for roof camping. Oil got taken, so we decided to go over and counter that. The boys had a keen eye and they spotted us from miles away, but we managed to swoop below and get on oil. Once we got on oil, it was completely silent, no one made a step for at least 10 minutes. I made the ballsy push to get on top of Crane and it worked out perfectly. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit fuming about that one, so I jogged off as a solo to sulk. And out of nowhere, some kid comes over and hands me an MP5. Next up, I spotted a pretty dodgy looking compound that had a lot of ways in. The furnaces and boxes were looking hella juicy. Unfortunately, they were guarded by a flame turret, so there was no way I could get to them. The other two boxes were pretty much empty, however I managed to get a row of wood, and I told my teammates that I farmed it. I depoted that free loot from the compound and headed out for an extra roam. Out of nowhere, Blueprint starts beaming me with his LR and I was super scared. And just like that, we've got 2 free easy sets. At this point, my teammates heard the commotion and decided to come over and help me loot the bodies. While I was looting up, I got ambushed by an absolute Thompson Beamer who put me to 1 HP. I go ahead and pick up my teammates even though they're useless and it's a waste of my time. After I killed the last few players, I send my teammates off to depot my loot. There's still a couple of boys cutting about over here, so I decide to go say hi. A hazmat starts running at me with his eyes closed, and his AK teammate's not far behind. Now we're going to take those free kits over to cargo and see what we can do. We managed to land on cargo successfully and it was time to take out all the enemies. We landed safely on cargo for the third time and all the crates were still there. I killed one of the rats underneath and then it was time to clear the top. Once we had cargo secured, two boys decided to rib over from small oil to contest us. They ended up bringing full heavy metal with them because why wouldn't you do that? After I thought I downed that boy, I decided to rush over and finish off the last one. I got absolutely dropped, but it turns out my teammate managed to clutch. In the end, we got the loot from cargo and oil rigs, so that was a pretty big win. We decided to take large oil again, and then out of nowhere, Amazon decided to fly in and deliver 2 free kits to us. Not sure what those boys were up to, but I accepted the free kits anyway. While I jumped in the water to loot bodies, my teammates were fighting the heavy scientists, and one of them managed to die because he's shit. Got ourselves a full AK kit and Tommy with extra meds. My teammate's body on top was absolutely shloaded as well, so that was great that he managed to die. While we were waiting for the crate, I spotted 3 heavy scientists huddled in a corner, talking about how they shot on my teammate. Just as the crate was about to open up, 2 more full gears flew in to try and contest. I put one of them to 1 HP and then tactically jumped off the oil rig and landed in the water as planned. While I was swimming around underneath, my teammate managed to kill one of them, and then I made my way back up to the helipad. Not gonna lie boys, we did the pussy move here and we ended up just flying away. We couldn't find the final rat and we gave up. I know it was a pussy move, but we didn't have much time and we weren't away to search every single vent in oil rig. This genius didn't learn from the first time and decided to hide all of his loot this time outside his base, guarded by 2 flame traps. This time he left his furnaces full and all 3 boxes had a nice bit of farm. At this point the boxes were starting to fill up, and the free farm certainly helped. I decided to warm up with some solo roams before the rest of the boys got on. The lumberjack outside had a free MP5 and I decided to use that to kill all his friends. Some boy was scouting the area on his twig build-up. After I dropped the boy on top, his teammate tried to rat me but forgot to press control. I caught the final guy playing with the scrap heli, and then I looted them all and depoted. After a quick depot run, I came back outside again to see what we could do with the MP5. Spotted some weirdo doing a bit of door camping, so I decided to pop him in the head. Pushed up to loot the bodies and nearly got beamed by some boy on the hill. Then a roof camper jumped out and decided to hit me once. This boy was whiffing all his shots, so I just decided to loot his teammate right in front of him. After a quick position swap, they decided to hard push me. I thanked the boys for the free kits and decided to run home. Solid. After getting water piped, I got the boys on and we decided to do an online raid. It just so happened that they were a way to fly to cargo the second we pulled up to online them, and we weren't exactly a way to shout them back. These guys had left all their doors open for us to make it a cheap raid, so I appreciate that. These guys weren't overly loaded, but the PvP that came along with it made it worth it. I went ahead and broke the TC and I raided the external so we could seal. My teammate managed to die to a shotgun trap because he's really good at the game. The boys flew back just in time to find their base with some new doors on. And now it was time for the cleanup crew to exit the compound. A couple of whiffs later and we got 2 free full inventories. A couple of the counter raiders felt bad that the base wasn't profit, so they brought us a load of AKs. Counters kept coming for a good amount of time, so we ended up getting a lot of PvP. And once everything had quietened down, it was time to head over to main base and depot all of our new loot. We finally filled up the downstairs 2x2 and we had to put everything above. We were basically done at this point, but let's do one more raid. We thought these boys had left the server and were going to be really poor, but for some reason they were absolutely shloated. After we scoped out all the loot, I headshot my teammate and then sealed up the base. In the end, we ended up giving these 2 boys here the base and all the loot inside. Overall, it was a really good wipe and hopefully you guys enjoyed the videos on it. Hopefully they enjoyed the free rockets too. If you guys did enjoy this video, please feel free to leave a like and drop me a sub. We just hit 10k, which is absolutely amazing. Keep an eye out for more of these videos, and of course there'll be more base builds to come too. See you boys in the next one.